After years of sacrificing my career, my husband said, "You're just a stay-at-home wife. You don't deserve a penny." His mother nodded and handed him divorce papers with everything in his name. I took a deep breath and said, "Check the prenup, darling." His face twisted in horror as he realized the truth. I never thought my life would take such a turn. For years, I devoted myself to my family, believing we were building a future together. But one evening shattered that illusion and set me on a path I never anticipated. I met David during our college years at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor. He was charismatic, ambitious, and had a clear vision for his future. I was drawn to his confidence and charm. After graduating, we married and decided to settle down in Ann Arbor, a city we both loved. David pursued a demanding career in corporate law, often working long hours. We agreed that I would stay home to manage the household and care for our two children, Emma and Jack. I put my own career aspirations on hold, believing that supporting David's career was a joint investment in our family's future. As the years passed, David's career flourished. He became a partner at his firm, and our financial situation improved significantly. However, with his success came a change in demeanor. He grew distant, often dismissing my contributions to our family and home. Comments like, "What do you do all day?" became more frequent. I brushed them off, attributing them to work stress. One evening, after a particularly tense dinner, David's mother, Margaret, visited unannounced. She had always been critical of me, believing her son deserved someone more accomplished. Margaret handed David a set of documents and said, "It's time to protect your assets." David looked at me coldly and said, "You're just a stay-at-home wife. You don't deserve a penny." I was blindsided. The man I had supported and sacrificed for was now turning against me, with his mother orchestrating the betrayal. Taking a deep breath to steady my emotions, I replied, "Check the prenup, darling." David's face twisted in confusion and then horror as he realized the truth. Before our marriage, David's father had insisted on a prenuptial agreement to protect the family's wealth. However, the agreement included clauses that favored me significantly, especially considering my role as a homemaker and primary caregiver to our children. Margaret's face turned red with anger. "This can't be right. You must have manipulated him into signing that." I stood my ground. "Your husband drafted the agreement, Margaret. Perhaps you should take it up with him." David's arrogance had led him to believe he was untouchable. But now, confronted with the reality of the prenup, he realized he had underestimated me. The divorce proceedings were challenging, but the prenup ensured that I was treated fairly. I secured the family home, sufficient alimony, and a portion of David's retirement funds. More importantly, I reclaimed my self-worth. With the settlement, I pursued my passion for interior design, enrolling in courses at the local community college. I transformed our home into a studio and began taking on clients. My business flourished, and I found fulfillment beyond being a wife and mother. Emma and Jack adjusted over time. They saw their mother rise from betrayal and build a new life, teaching them resilience and self-respect. After the divorce, I thought things would finally settle down. I had my house, my kids, my peace. I was wrong. David didn't just walk away. He turned bitter. The kind of bitter that eats people alive. And Margaret? She wasn't done either. That woman could give the devil a lesson in passive aggression. It started with the emails. "This is not over, Sarah. You'll regret this." That was the subject line of the first one. No text. Just that. I blocked his email. He made new ones. Then burner numbers. I had to change mine. Twice. He wasn't trying to win me back. He didn't miss me. He hated losing. Emma, our daughter, was 14. Jack was 10. I never spoke badly about their dad. I didn't have to. They saw enough. But David? He started poisoning their heads every other weekend. "He's saying you stole his house," Emma told me once, tears in her eyes. "He says you made him sign that prenup by lying," Jack added. My blood boiled. I held it together. I sat them down and said, "I won't fight your dad through you. I love you. That's all you need to know." But it kept happening. Emma started pulling away. Jack became quiet. I documented everything. I kept texts, emails, even recordings of phone calls when David would lose it. 3 months after the divorce was finalized, I came home to find the back door wide open. The alarm was off. I always turned it on. But that day, it was off. Nothing was stolen. But my closet was a mess. My drawers had been gone through. Even my underwear drawer. I called the police. They took it seriously but had no proof. No fingerprints. No cameras. David had a key once, but I'd changed the locks. Still, he'd been in that house a long time. He probably knew things I didn't. I had security cameras installed. Top of the line. Front, back, sides, inside. I changed the locks again. 6 months post-divorce, I got served. David was suing me. He claimed I manipulated the prenup, that I misrepresented myself before the marriage, that I hid assets, which is hilarious because I had nothing before him, and that I alienated the kids. I laughed when I first read it. Then I cried, because I knew what this meant. He was trying to bury me in court fees. Drag it out. Exhaust me. I got a lawyer. Not the guy who handled my divorce, someone nastier. She said, he's trying to break you. Not win. Just break you. I nodded. Then we don't break. Margaret went on a Facebook rant. Posted pictures of David looking sad. Called me a gold digger, a manipulator, said I brainwashed her grandchildren. People shared it. Some believed it. I didn't respond. But I saved everything. Every post. Every message. Then came the real twist. A woman reached out to me. Her name was Tara. She messaged me privately and said, I think we should talk. About David. At first, I ignored it. I thought it was some troll or maybe one of Margaret's minions. But she followed up. I dated him while you were married. He told me he was separated. I didn't know about you. Not until I saw the Facebook drama. I'm sorry. I sat there stunned. Cheating. He was cheating. All those late nights. All the work trips. I always had suspicions but no proof. Now here it was. Just handed to me. Tara didn't stop there. She had texts. Photos. One of them on a beach in Florida. Date stamped. Right around our anniversary. When I showed my lawyer, she grinned. Oh, this changes things. He wants a war? Let's give him one. We countersued. Infidelity, emotional abuse, harassment, and malicious prosecution. Suddenly, David wasn't so loud anymore. But that wasn't the end. Not even close. Because the next twist? That one nearly broke me. A few weeks after Tara came forward, I got a call from my lawyer. Sarah, you're not going to like this. My stomach dropped. There's another woman. Her name is Amber. She just filed a paternity suit. I froze. Paternity? As in? Yes. She's claiming David fathered her child. The kid's 3. I couldn't speak. 3 years old. That meant the affair started while we were still married. Amber's name didn't come up during the divorce. David had hidden it well. She'd only come forward now because he stopped supporting her financially. She needed child support. This wasn't just cheating anymore. This was a double life. He had a second family. Or at least the beginnings of one. I sat in my kitchen and stared at the wall. My phone buzzed. It was Emma. She was asking if she could go to a sleepover. Innocent. Normal. Meanwhile, her father was out there making babies with women who thought he was single. Tara messaged me again. She said, there's something else. I didn't know if I should tell you. I called her. We spoke for 2 hours. She told me David used to mock me. Called me, the maid, the babysitter, told her I trapped him with kids. But the worst part? He showed her photos. Personal ones. From our life. From our bedroom. He violated me in a way I couldn't explain. I felt sick. My hands shook for hours after. My lawyer added emotional distress to our countersuit. You'd think a mother would be ashamed. Not Margaret. She posted pictures of the new baby and said, a beautiful blessing from a complicated situation. Like this was a miracle instead of the fallout of her son's lies. Then she tried to contact Emma. Through Instagram. She messaged her, saying, "You have a little sister now. Don't be mad at Daddy." I nearly broke the phone in half. I called my lawyer again. "Can I get a restraining order?" "Yes, and you should." We filed for one. And we got it. Margaret couldn't contact me or the kids. She tried through mutuals. We blocked everyone. He lost clients. His reputation took a hit. Turns out, lawyers don't like working with guys who lie under oath and have secret families. Tara testified. Amber testified. Then, out of nowhere, his own firm dropped him. I found out through a friend of a friend who worked there. David's out. Cleaned out his office in one night. No goodbyes. I wish I could say I felt satisfied. But honestly, I felt numb. It was like watching a house you used to live in burn down. Part of you still remembers living there. Still remembers the sound of your kids laughing in the halls. You don't want it back, but it still hurts. I tried to keep the kids sheltered from it, but Emma found an article online. About the court case. About the other baby. She didn't come out of her room for 2 days. When she finally did, she looked at me and said, "I'm never speaking to him again." And she meant it. Jack didn't understand fully, but he could feel the shift. He asked me, "Did Daddy lie a lot?" I nodded. "Yes, baby." He did. David showed up, unannounced, at my house. My security cameras caught him pacing outside, then knocking. I didn't answer. He started yelling. "I lost everything. Are you happy now?" Then he screamed, "You ruined my life." My neighbor called the cops. They took him away. I got another restraining order, this time against him. My lawyer got a package in the mail. No return address. Inside, photos. Dozens. Of Margaret and David signing documents. Backdated ones. Ones they later used in court to claim I surrendered parts of the prenup. They forged documents. And someone inside their circle sent proof to my lawyer. The moment we got it, my lawyer said one thing: "We're going to bury them." The forged documents were the nail in the coffin. My lawyer moved fast. We took everything to the judge. Emails, witness statements, timestamps. Every lie David and Margaret tried to pull was right there in black and white. The court didn't just throw out David's lawsuit against me. They opened a criminal investigation. Fraud, perjury, forgery. And Margaret? She wasn't just helping her son like she claimed. She was co-signing illegal documents. That meant conspiracy. I didn't expect it to go that far, but it did. They both got indicted. When the sheriff's department showed up at his condo, he was already drunk. News got out fast. The local press ran with the story. Prominent lawyer arrested for fraud in ugly divorce battle. The comments were brutal. She lost her standing at the country club. Her little bridge group dropped her. Her church basically shunned her once the truth came out. Turns out, people don't like a grandmother who helps her son destroy the mother of his children. She had to sell her house to pay legal fees. Tara reached out again. She said, "I thought I loved him. I feel sick now." She sent me more messages from David, dark, manipulative ones. Stuff she had held onto but was scared to share before. Amber kept things more private, but she thanked me for standing up. If you hadn't pushed back, she said, he would have gotten away with all of it. For a while, I blamed myself too. For ignoring the signs. For not speaking up when the little red flags popped up in the marriage. I let things slide. I kept the peace. I made excuses for him, for Margaret, for a long time. That was on me. But here's what I learned. Being kind is not weakness. Trusting someone isn't a failure. But not doing anything once you know the truth? That's the real mistake. So I didn't stay quiet anymore. The judge ruled in my favor. Again. David owed me back alimony, legal fees, damages for emotional distress, and penalties for his fraud. The prenup was upheld fully. I kept the house, the money, and full custody of our kids. He got supervised visits. For now, Margaret was fined. Her assets frozen while the courts dealt with her role in the fraud. I wrote a letter. A public one. I posted it online. It went viral. I didn't name names. I didn't have to. But I told my story. Every lie, every betrayal, every dark moment. And at the end, I wrote this: if you think staying silent will keep the peace, you're wrong. It only keeps you small. Speak. Fight. And don't let anyone, not your husband, not his mother, not anyone, decide what you deserve. Thousands of women reached out. Some had been through the same. Some were still stuck in it. David tried to appeal. Denied. He lost his license to practice law. The bar stripped it after everything came to light. Now he works a desk job at some insurance company. He pays what he owes every month. If he misses a payment, the court steps in fast. Margaret moved in with her sister. The woman who once called me useless now lives in a guest room and drives a 2005 Corolla. Me? I'm not just a stay-at-home wife anymore. I run a small but thriving interior design business. Clients love me. I'm booked 6 months out. Emma just got into Michigan State. Jack is doing better, laughing again. And me? I wake up every day in the house I fought for, sip my coffee, and breathe. I made mistakes. I stayed quiet too long. But I made it out. And I made damn sure they paid for what they did. Because sometimes the only way to fix what's broken is to burn it all down and build something stronger.